everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, at least enjoyed your day. Whatever it is that you did. Down here in my basement, we're going to check in on the urban worm bag. Last Thursday, I put in a 8-pound butternut squash, and I said we would check in 1 week, which would have been yesterday. But because I hosted Thanksgiving, things were just too busy, too chaotic for me to be able to get to this, so I'm doing it a day late. Now, I have not opened this bin or looked in on it, checked in on it in any way in the last week, so what you're going to see is what I'm going to see. I do have the phone on a tripod. I am trying to learn how to do this, so I'm just hoping it comes out okay. All right, so you can see, it looks like you can see what I have to keep checking back at the camera with the tripod just to make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing here. I'm so used to holding it. A couple worms on the side, no big deal. And the butternut squash was basically right here. And I said I think it would be gone in a week. So, and it was actually sticking up a little bit. So let's see. Okay, it doesn't look like it's gone, but it looks like it's being enjoyed. Now let me see if I hold this up. Okay, so you can see what's eating it. So it doesn't look like it's completely gone, but it looks like every worm in the worm bin has found it pretty much. And again, this is my first time doing a freestanding tripod, and I am not in back of it, I'm in front of it, so I really hope that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Just kind of digging. So here's the center of it. So they definitely did not eat it all, but they put they devoured the outside, it looks like, and now they're in the inner, the guts of it. You see those worm, all of these guys in there. I mean, this is like worm heaven. And it doesn't smell. That's one of the things I was concerned about with such a large feeding without adding carbon, is that it would take on an odor, but it didn't. Let's see if I can get these guys up close. There's so many young worms in here now. Well, let's check around the rest of the bin. I hope my head isn't in the way. I hope you're seeing something. If not, then when I review this video myself, I'll know what I have to do differently. So the rest of the bin is really dry. Nice and crumbly. You can see the castings. They look really good. Really good in color, really good in texture, really good in well, everything that matters, I guess, when it comes to a worm bin. And the squash in the center is their only food beyond this famous mango pit that it seems everyone that raises worms has. I don't know what it is with mangoes and worm keepers, but they get into those little mango seeds, have almost little hairs on them. The fibrous tissue almost reminds me of matted down animal fur. And the worms just love it. Okay, well, so not going to take long here. The butternut squash is not gone, but no matter where I dig around it, I'm getting these handfuls of beautiful, healthy, happy worms. And this was, up until recently, red wigglers and European night crawlers. my 4-year-old grandson helped me take some of the Euros out and moved them into my Euro bins. And I've since learned he wanted to help Grandma extra, and he put some of, well, a whole bunch of my Indian blue worms in here. So that was about 3 weeks ago that happened. I just found out about it from reviewing some footage that he and I were taking together to show his mommy and daddy what we were doing while I was babysitting him. So now I'm going to have Indian blue worms in here, and I'm sure they're going to become the most famous worm right away. And the most dense in number, because Indian blue worms in anything takes over. Still got a Euro in here. I mean, there's still some Euros in here, but this is one of them. Of course, he's got dirt covering his band, or her band, whatever it is, band. I never know what to refer to worms as. I should just call them it. I'm just stirring this up, trying to see if there's anything that looks funky. There's some of this. This is some of the stems from my yucca plant that I added to it. I added ground sunflower seeds, ground bean pod fiber, and yucca pods, and a few other things now. I can't remember, but I came in with a bunch of alternative carbon sources. Some of them I left big, like this, and some of them I ground up really fine. Well, again, if my big head is in the way, I am sorry. I am doing this with the tripod for the first time, and I have to watch a video to see if it worked out or which way I need to move to get it right. You can see some more of the yucca and the squash. Okay, well, I am going to cover this back up. I'm going to add something. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to go right into another video because I found something that is going to make a really cute video. So hold on, guys. I'm going to be right with you. Folks, real quick, I just wanted to add something to this. I fixed the bag all up, stirred everything up, and what I added to the top was a cup of powdered eggshells, and the brown stuff you see in the middle, that's the bean pod. Hold on, I just messed up my lighting somehow. Oh, cameraman, I am not. That's the bean pod shells, not ground, and there's a couple of beans in there as well. So I'm gonna leave it on top. They definitely needed the grip because that butternut squash is just mushy and mealy and soggy, and there's no grit at all. So I added an entire cup. Some of it I stirred in, so you're not going to see it all here. But I added a cup of that, and then I put the beans and the bean pods right in on top. And I'll probably chuck it another day or so, and then kind of stir some of that in. But I figured they needed a little something, and that's what they're getting.